So today we're going to talk about finger training, as it is a big topic of discussion among climbers. We have a lot of climbers in here, and what we often see is them doing hangboarding for their training, whether they have a big bouldering trip coming up or a big lead trip coming up. That's usually the go-to. Today we're going to talk about 3 more specific techniques and how they might be more beneficial for you. So one of the things we see our clients use hangboarding for is building strength. Obviously this is important for climbing. It helps reduce your injury risk and just gets you feeling a little bit stronger on the wall. So with a weighted hang, you're getting slow eccentric loading to your fingers as you're trying to hold on with that extra weight. This causes a little bit more stress in your pulleys and your joints and other soft tissues like your ligaments, which can be a little bit more fatiguing to the whole system. So when you go to climb, your fingers are already a little bit more fatigued from your training. So one great alternative is recruitment pulls. In these, you're concentrically, so you're shortening the muscle as you actively try and pull down. The reason this can be a little bit better or more specific is you have to learn to recruit those muscles. So when you actually go to hold on a wall, you have that recruitment strength, and then it also is less fatiguing because you're getting less of that eccentric loading. So to perform a recruitment pull, there's 2 ways to go through it. Option number 1 is standing below a hangboard, and then you're gonna have one arm up, and you're trying to maximally do a one-arm pull down in the grip of your choice. While you're doing this, you're kind of gonna slowly build for 3 seconds, and then you're gonna rest for 5 to 10 seconds between reps, doing around 3 to 5 reps, trying to stop once you start to feel fatigued or that strength decreasing. If you have some way to measure this, great. If not, you're gonna have to go by feel. You're gonna go through about 3 to 5 sets of this, with around 2 to 3 minutes off between sets. Option number 2 is doing a recruitment pull bottom up. So you'd have your tension block set up to where you're kind of standing nice and upright. You don't want to be super hunched over, but you want to have just enough room so that when you pull into your grip of choice, when you're there, you're in a nice upright position. So you're not pulling backwards with your whole body or with your shoulder. So it's coming from your fingers. Same idea, you build it slowly for 3 seconds, and then you take your rests, same sets and reps as previously. Another option is on the wall. So at your local gym, or if you have a kilter board, pick a wall angle similar to where you're going or the project you want to send while you're away. And then you're going to spend around 120 to 180 seconds on that climb that you're doing. You want to move nice and slow and controlled. We're trying to build some time under tension and have that volume to work on that endurance. And then, so that's going to be 1 set. Each set you do, you're going to take 5 to 10 minutes between, and you're going to work for 3 to 5 sets of this. Power is something that's hard to train optimally on a hangboard. Power is the ability to exert force quickly. So you can think of it of a match between both your strength and your speed. We see this a lot with big bouldery moves. So some other options for power training that don't use the hangboard would be feet on campus boarding. So unless you're an elite climber, normally we see that people actually require their feet on when they're campus boarding to create enough speed to actually be training in the power zone as opposed to more of a strength move. So when we're going through power, we generally do 2 to 5 reps, and you have to stop once you feel that speed is decreasing. So once that move is slow, you're no longer really focusing on power, so you have to stop. And then we're going to go through about 3 to 5 sets of that with around 2 minutes off between your sets. Just to summarize, we kind of went through 3 main areas of training. So we did strength, endurance, and power. It's important when you're planning things out or when you're looking to train these types of things that you block your training. So you don't want to spend months and months just focusing on one area and not having any blocks. So it's kind of good if you go through a strength block first, and then you can follow that with a shorter block of power or endurance, depending on what your goals are. And it is always important to have deload periods as well. So kind of hit that peak for whatever you're training for or whatever you're working towards, and then have a little deload after so that you don't get too much fatigue. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more climbing content, and please subscribe to our channel.